Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual Experience, the Target Individual Program. So today is April 19th, 2018. Coincidentally, today is my birthday. And, you know, because it's your birthday or it's a holiday, anything like that, you know, don't get it in your mind if you're a TI that they're going to give you a break. Okay? In actuality, it will be the opposite. They will uh, target you more. They will do an intense campaign just so that they can ruin the experience for you. So like today's my birthday, they'll try to ruin it for you. So, I don't get excited about my birthday anymore. Just like, the holidays, I don't celebrate the holidays regardless. But I do let the kids celebrate it and enjoy it. And anybody else who celebrated that I'm around, let them enjoy it. But for me, myself, I don't really celebrate a lot of these things. So, if you look at the last video that I did, it was a pretty short video in which I had forgot to. No, actually, I didn't forget. But it was a video where, me and the kids were walking to the apartment building, and there was an ambulance parked up outside one of the buildings, and you can go back and watch the video yourself. It's pretty self-explanatory, and the event leading up to that ambulance being there, and you hear that noise in the background, which started when I got up to do this video, and so before that, I was eating lunch, watching some news, and didn't hear all that noise at all. You didn't hear that, but the minute I said, let me do my video, the alarms started. Okay, so anyway, so during that day, in which again the ambulance was parked up on the block, that same afternoon, me and the kids head out because we were going grocery shopping, and I was playing a video for the kids on YouTube, and I turned the corner, and I pulled up right behind this vehicle, this white vehicle here. And again, I talk about this all the time, that I mean, I've shown it too, where I turn the corner, well, I turn left or right, and the first car I pull up behind has a particular number in the license plate, and it's no different here. So I'm going to play the video. Alright, so I had to put the video on because I had the kids watching something, but as soon as I turn the corner, first car again I pull up behind is this white Mustang, and again, as you can see, the license plate GZQ832, South Carolina plates. So they will use out of state. Okay, now before I continue, I'm gonna go back. Okay, so as a TI, we know that when the perps see you coming, whether you're driving, you're walking, it's all part of the psyops. So they have perpetrators on the street corner. Then if you walk by, they see you, all of a sudden they can't keep their hands still. They will touch themselves, do these types of hand signal with their hands behind the back. They'll pinch their nose, or they'll touch their nose like this. What does they do? They will walk in front of you, place one of their hands behind their back with their palm facing out towards you. So, there are many other things. Or they'll start kicking their feet. very deliberately, So I want you to watch this woman in, she looks like she's Muslim, just by her attire, or she practiced the Muslim faith. And you'll see as
832
I'm approaching
South
this
Carolina plates.
intersection,
So
she sees me, and the minute she sees me, she starts doing these hand signals, touching her face, doing all this stuff.
Out of state.
Look, again, and again, it's the mass they're targeting, right?
People from that have out of state plates.
So I was saying that, from time to time, they'll have people with other state license plates to target me that have that number within the license plate. Okay.
My targeting, I guess, since I've been exposed to all these.
I want you to watch this gentleman right here. Again, this is another perp. So as I'm approaching the intersection at the stoplight, he's gonna take his phone out of his pocket.
New York place with the.
There he goes, holding in the hand. He looks at it.
See the dude as he come across the street. Got his phone out in his hand again,
and then he bows his head.
And turn the camera, the phone to record him. So he's put his head down.
Okay. Now, I want TIs to understand these personality types. Okay, so I've done quite a bit of research on this. Okay, and so let's talk about sadist or sadistic. Let's look at sadist. Okay, sadist. A person who derives pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from inflicting pain and humiliation on others. Okay, now sadists, even though they're associated with some sort of sexual gratification and stuff like that, it's more than that. Okay, there is a book that recommend all TIs read, and it's called Wolf's. No, it's called In Sheep Clothing. Okay, and okay, so here you go. Sadistic now. Okay, deriving pleasure from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation on others. Okay, that's just one of the personality type of these perps. Now, most of these perps have two personality type. They are sadistics, and they are also covert aggressive. Okay, so a person who are covert aggressive, right? These and the tactics covert aggressive personalities use effectively play on the sensitivity, conscientiousness, and other vulnerabilities of most persons, especially neurotic individuals, and therefore effectively squash any resistance another person might have to giving in to the demand of the aggressor. Okay? We talk about covert aggressive personality. This is what these people are. This is what they are. Okay, so let's look up. We're dealing with covert aggressive personalities. Okay, so again, two types of aggression. There are two basically types of aggression: overt aggression and covert aggression. But I want to talk about covert aggression. Okay, so the tactics of deceit, manipulation, and control are a steady diet for covert aggressive personalities. Okay, the people who created these types of programs, these coercive persuasion programs. This is their personality trait, as well as sadistics. They are sadics, because as a TI, we all know that they use sex, or they will try to use you to, especially if you're a female and you're a TI, they will try to sexually abuse you in every way that they can. Even male TIs too, but not so much, you know. So the process of the victimization. Okay, for a long time, I wonder why manipulation victims have a hard time seeing what really goes on in manipulative interaction. At first, I was tempted to fault them, but I've learned that they get hoodwinked for some very good reasons. Okay? A manipulator's aggression is not obvious. Our gut may tell us that they are fighting for something, struggling to overcome us, gain power, or use their way, and we find ourselves unconsciously being on the defensive. But because we can't point to clear objective evidence they're aggressing against us, we can't readily validate our feeling. So at first, this is what you feel. Okay, again, this is the process of the victimization. Okay, the tactics manipulators use can make it seem like they're hurting, caring, defending, almost anything but fighting. These tactics are hard to recognize as merely clever ploys. They always make just enough sense to make a person doubt their gut hunch that they are being taken advantage of or abused. Besides, the tactics not only make it hard for you to consciously and objectively tell that the manipulator is fighting, but they are simultaneously kept you from consciously on the defensive. Okay, I said that wrong actually, but they are simultaneously keeping you, should be keeping you, or consciously from being on the defensive. Okay, this is what they do. All right, so when you're a target, they're manipulating you. You're reacting in a way that's defensive, whether it be verbally, physically. When I say physically, I don't mean harming someone, but I mean physically in terms of, you know, you may show signs of frustration, signs of fear, signs of aggression, but you're not really, you know, being physically towards anyone. Okay, so when these people see that, these coercive, aggressive type personalities who are targeting you, then they will use another tactic, right? Because now they see it and they know that you're actively fighting against their effort, okay, to control you, to destroy your career, destroy your reputation, all that stuff. So now they're going to move in a more silent, even more silent or covert manner, meaning that they're going to try very hard to do things that will bypass your defense mechanism, to where you're not going to react to what it is that they're doing, but the effect of what they're doing to you will be accepted in your subconscious mind and even your conscious mind. Okay, so just to make that clear, okay, these features make them highly effective psychological weapon to which anyone can be vulnerable. It's hard to think clearly when someone has you emotionally on the run. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. It's hard to think clearly when someone has you emotionally on the run. So, all of us have weakness and insecurity that a clever manipulator might exploit. Sometimes we're aware of these weaknesses and how someone might use them to take advantage of us. For example, I hear parents say things like, "Yeah, I know I have a big guilt button." But at the time, the manipulative child is busily pushing that button, they can easily forget what's really going on. Besides, sometimes we're unaware of our biggest vulnerabilities. Manipulators often know us better than we know ourselves. They know what buttons to push, when, and how hard. Our lack of self-knowledge set us up to be exploited. And this is key. Our lack of self-knowledge set us up to be exploited. And I'm not just talking about for TIs here. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm a black person. I'm looking at how a certain group of people, okay, who have taken away our history, our knowledge of our past, meaning the history of our people, of black people, okay, and learn everything there is to know about our history, and then taught us their history, okay, all while trying to erase our history so that we will never be able to do research to find who we were, who our ancestors were. Okay, so when you don't have a knowledge of self, I'm not just saying that, okay, you know yourself, you know what type of person you are. No, I'm talking about the things in your ancestors' history that makes you proud, that gives you a feeling of confidence, of pride. Okay, as black people in America, the Caribbean, South America, we don't have that. Okay, so again, our lack of self-knowledge set us up to be exploited. When our gut tells us a manipulator is like challenges everything we've been taught to believe about human nature, we've been inundated with a psychology that has us seeing everybody, at least to some degree, as afraid, insecure, or hang up. So, while our gut tells us we're dealing with a ruthless carnivore, our head tells us they must be really frightened or wounded underneath. What's more, most of us generally hate to think of ourselves as callous or insensitive people. We hesitate to make harsh or seemingly negative judgment about others. We want to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume they don't really harbor the malevolent intention we suspect. We're more apt to doubt and blame ourselves for daring to believe what our gut tells us about our manipulator's character. Again, and when I hear TIs talk about how, well, they're trying to tell me that they're trying to help me, or I hear them say, well, I must have been put in this program for a good reason, or God put me into this program to make me stronger. All these excuses, okay? Instead of saying, these people who put me into this program, who created this program, are evil, plain and simple. They're not about helping you. It's about an agenda for them. And a lot of that agenda has to do with money. Okay? Funding, finances. Okay? That's where a lot of the experimentation comes from, right? The remote neural monitoring, the microchipping. If they can microchip you and they can effectively control you, they're going to get more funding to carry on their study. Matter of fact, they're going to get more funding to chip a lot of people. Okay? And not also that, but if you believe that you're in this program because God put you in this program to make you stronger, you're a damn fool. You're a damn fool. Just because you're surviving this program, which is I am, doesn't mean that you're put in this program because somebody want to make you stronger. Obviously, they're trying to destroy your life. They may not have succeeded in totality, but the majority, yes. Okay? The people who you should be thanking are those TIs that came before us, that put information out there on the internet so that we can find, so that we can understand that we are not the only one that's going through this, so we can find each other, we can come together, which is pretty difficult considering our circumstances. Those are the people who you should be thinking. Those are the people who I think, who I'm thankful for, I should say. Okay? So, again, understanding the people who we are dealing with. Just as how we're profile, you have to profile these individuals. And the way you do that, okay, is through understanding their personality type. Okay? If you have access to a computer, you have your cell phone, you can get on the web, you can do the research. Research psychological personalities, psychology, don't just look at and search for directed energy weapons, remote neural monitoring, because we know that a big part of this program is psychological. So you have to research that. You can't ignore that. Okay? And there's that noise again, the alarm again. Okay? So once you begin to understand these people personality type, okay, and understand exactly what it is they're trying to do, you will have a lot more knowledge, you will have a lot more understanding, and you can figure out ways to not let them hold you emotionally hostage. Okay? And also that, but you will be able to see past a lot of the bullshit. Okay? So just wanted to put that in there. So let me get back to the video that I was playing. So again, going grocery shopping, turn first car, pull up behind.
To pick up Pam from my job so we can go grocery shopping. But sorry kids, I'm gonna put the video back on. Okay, I just want to record this as we get there. When we get to Miami, I'll put it on. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna mute the video because I'm gonna put a lot of videos on this one video that I'm gonna post, and I'm gonna try to keep it short. So anyway, I just wanted to show that part, and I'm gonna move on to the next video. So we went grocery shopping, did the grocery shopping thing, dropped her home, and it was my weekend for the kids. So after I dropped her off, unloaded her groceries, we went to my block, to my apartment building, and I arrived on it there, pulled up. Actually, this is dropping Pam's off. So dropping Pam off again. There's a vehicle flashing a yellow light, and it's and this is what I gotta deal with tonight. Okay, so this is the same day again. We came back from doing grocery shopping, and the use of the fire trucks, but the fire trucks didn't come on the block. Okay, you can hear them in the background.
Sirens. Just coming back from doing groceries. I just dropped Pam and the kids off at her house, unpack her groceries, and I'm heading over to my house. And this is what I gotta deal with tonight. Also, this vehicle flashing this yellow light came on the block after I came on the block, and
yeah, of course, this again, when they can't, I guess, use the fire trucks. Also because, and I may miss a video here or there because, again, they're still using the fire trucks as a noise campaign, a harassment tactic. There was a video that I had when I took Pam to work, and as I was heading back, as soon as I turned the corner of her job, on the block that her job is on, there was a fire truck passing by, and I was recording, and they knew this, right? So I kept driving. Then I saw another fire truck, okay? And as I passed, the fire truck turned the corner and was driving behind me. They were basically following me. And so after a few blocks, I still see them. I saw them in my rearview mirror following me. So I pull over to the side to let them go. Right, and when I pull over the side, they immediately turn onto a street. Okay, because again, they did not want me to have them on camera. Because again, you know, they don't want you as a TI, if you're getting evidence or trying to get evidence of what is that they're doing. You know, once you start to record or have evidence of a pattern developing, you know, all the time, you know, they can't say, well, it's coincidence. Okay, it is a pattern. It's just as, you know, when the majority of the time I pull out of a parking space, get to the street light, turn, whether I'm turning left or right, the car that I pull up behind, you know, have the number 32 in the license plate, right? And 32 is a number in which they have tried to condition me to using neurolinguistic programming. So 32 is a trigger, right? So using neurolinguistic programming to plant whatever it is they planted in my subconscious to make me think or feel a certain way, and it's usually negative. Okay, so the fact that I want to keep this video short, that's why I'm explaining this, because I don't want to you know, this video to be too long. Okay, and so anyway, so let's fast forward to today. I may go back and revisit some of these other videos because I really have to go through them and look at them. Okay, so let's start with today's video. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if it's this one. Okay, and I'm going to
I thought you lost school, listen.
let me load on the volume. So this is this morning, Friday. I'm not Friday, Thursday. Today is Thursday, excuse me. So, and again, you know, you're gonna see at this point here I turn, you know, to this day I didn't see that number, so I'm like, okay, you know, but I know, you know, they'll change up the tactics. So initially I may not see it, but eventually they will find some way to introduce that number, right? Okay. Dropping my son off. Let me go here. And again, I'm just, you know, speeding up through this video. I may miss a couple things, but that's okay. Okay, so now here's a perp again. They'll send them out, you know. So, new hand signal. She puts one hand on her side. Okay. Let's go back. So, one hand on her side. She keeps walking. Then now she puts the other hand in her pocket. Okay. And what make me believe that she's a perp and that was a new form of a hand signal, because she kept staring directly at me. Okay? She was looking directly at me. Okay? Now, I remember this part. So, as the garbage truck drove by, okay, as it turned and the driver saw me and he opened his mouth. Okay, during the entire time that he made this turn, and you can view this full screen and you'll see for yourself, he had his mouth open. Okay, and you see how he's looking at me, right? Now, I'm gonna just pass it off and say, oh, you know, he's just looking and what have you. So, no, he should be looking at the road in front of him, not looking at me. Okay, so taking my daughter to school, and again, this vehicle, you know, notice it's been parked up there now a couple of days. And you know, not to say that this is a new vehicle. This vehicle has been there, you know, but not that long, you know. So dropping my daughter off. Let's go back. All right, so I'm leaving. Now, also, the theme today, I guess, you know, I've noticed a lot of people with, especially a lot of women with brown pocketbooks, right? With the color brown pocketbooks. So that's a theme today. When I start to see an abundance of, you know, a color during the day, more so than any other color, I know that that is a conditioning tactic, and so I become very aware of that particular color. All right. Okay, so let's see here. No, that's just red because she just walked away and she just started shaking her hands. Okay. But hey, you know, these people do all kinds of shit. All right. And there you go, another female again, the brown bag. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show here in this video. So you know, go over across the street and I'm waiting for Pam. Okay, she gets in. We're on our way. I'm taking her to work. Now, I went a completely different way to get to her job. I took this. And I usually sometimes I take this route, but you know, instead of making the right, I made a left. Now, this is the second time I've taken this route just to avoid some of the traffic jam on the next block up. See, I was going to turn up that way, then I looked and I saw traffic was backed up. So you'll see, no, I made the left. Okay, all right, let's go. So turn here. Okay, again, new route now. New route. Okay, now. And again, you'll have a purple. See the Zombify prep? Standing there, staring at his phone. Okay, now. See that number shows up now? Okay. I'm gonna here, I went back too far. Okay, now this time they will purposely use a Asian person. Okay, she's Asian American or you know, person you know, who's Asian descent, Asian American, and you'll see her start doing these hand signals. See, she's touching herself. She's looking at me. Okay, and again, you're gonna have to view this full screen. Okay, there she goes, looking at her phone. She's looking at me. Look down at her phone. She look at me. Then, when I see her targeting me, I started targeting her. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's see if we can get a good picture of that. Okay, there we go. So then she does this. See what she's doing? Okay. Alright. And she looks at her phone. She looks at me again. Okay, it's important that you guys see this. When I talk about how these perps, whenever they see me, they'll do this, you know, telling me to be quiet. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so again, this is the reason why I make these videos and I do this recording, because when I talk about the things that people do and I tell it to people, you know, they're like, they just don't get it. They don't understand, right? They're like, well, that doesn't mean anything. That's what they say. But when you go through this on a daily basis, right, there is no coincidence in that. Okay, when you have these people, you know, and I've shown various types of people, okay, from Hispanics, black people, white people, Muslims, you know, Jewish people. Okay, I've showed homeless people they use in my targeting, as well as, you know, people who you may look at and say, oh, you know what, you know, these people seem like professionals, right? So again, this is what I'm talking about. And see, you keep hearing that alarm again, right? Again, that is what they do, because, see, you notice that you don't hear any sirens anymore, right? So I wonder why. Why? Because every other video, almost every other video I've done, you hear the sirens and the noise campaign in the background. I mean, this is noise campaign, but they're just basically using an alarm somewhat. So whether it be from a scooter or from a car or what have you, you know, this is what they're doing. Okay? And this has started since I said I was going to do this video. So the minute I thought about doing the video, immediately the alarm went off. Again, that is the remote neural monitoring. Okay? I didn't have to say anything. I just thought about doing the video. The alarm started going off. So when the alarm started going off, it made me even more determined. So they may try to use that as a tool to scare me or to deter me from doing the video, but it actually makes me want to do the video even more. You know, so it defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do, which, again, you know, what do you call insanity, or what is insanity, right? When you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, they keep doing the noise campaign, and I keep posting my videos. Okay? The result isn't different. The result is always the same. Okay? And I explain the personality types of these people. Okay? So, let's break down this part here again. Okay? She sees me doing these hand signals, right? Then she's going to go like this. And you can view this full screen. You see for yourself. Then she looks at her phone. She looks at me. There you go. She looks at her phone. Then she looks the opposite way, but she still comes back looking at me. Okay? Alright, and there go the red theme. Okay. So, now, remember I talked about the use of the American flag again, and this is something that, you know, the Germans created, using a flag or a symbol to create fear in people. Okay, so when you see that swastika flag, if you were Jewish back in the 30s and 40s, you know what was happening. Okay, that drove fear in your mind and in your heart, and they try to do the same thing here with me as a TI. okay, using symbols or signs to evoke some fear. Now, it can also be used to evoke patriotism. That's how they use the flag. That's why when you watch sports, they will close up, give you a tight shot on the back of, particularly football, on the back of the player's helmet with the American flag on it. Okay, so they will constantly do that. In basketball, the flag is on the front of the jersey. They will give you a close-up shot of the flag. Okay, they're conditioning you to be patriotic. Okay, and your conscious mind don't pick it up, but your subconscious is buried in your subconscious, which leads to this feeling of being patriotic. That's why the military, okay, started paying sports teams and stuff like that to sing the national anthem. You know, you start to see a lot of commercials from the armed forces during sporting events on television. You know, it's propaganda. Okay, it's conditioning. So driving to Pam's job, and let me just go again. Now watch it. Okay, as soon as I turn the corner, turn onto the block, guy walking. Let's go back. Construction worker, and we all know as TIs, they love to use construction workers in our targeting. And in the back of his shirt is that American flag. Or his sweater. Okay? Alright. So I'm on my way to physical therapy, and let's go back, see if I remember anything. And again, I have not reviewed the video. I'm just trying to do this because I gotta go pick up the kids, and if I don't do this right now, I may not be able to do it until either tomorrow, and I just want to relax tomorrow. I don't want to do any video. You know, I mean, it sucks that I'm doing this video on my birthday. I should be out, you know, enjoying my birthday. But you know what? I enjoy doing this because I enjoy exposing these, you know, psychopaths, these covert, aggressive, sadistic people, and their sadistic and aggressive, covert, aggressive personalities. And so, you know, I enjoy exposing them. So, and there goes that number again. Okay, so again, switch lanes, pull over, and went right behind this cab driver. Okay, and again that number in the license plate. And look, he tries. See what he tries to do? Okay, now he backed up, and look how close he was. I had to actually blow my horn. And let me put the sound on so you know. So obviously he knows I'm behind him from his rearview mirror, right? Now he would not have stopped when he reversed back if I hadn't honked the horn. Okay? Okay, and that's me honking him. Okay? Because he would not have stopped. Alright? Again, they will try to stage accidents, you know, because on the other side over here there was a car accident. Okay? And so again, these people, you know, with the microwave technology being the microwave signal being broadcast, you know, these people are zombies. Okay? And not non-thinking zombies, but you know, there's that part of the brain in which tells them to do certain things, and they do it automatically without thinking. That's what I'm talking about. That's that mind control signal that's being broadcast into their mind. Okay, so I'm not going to continue on doing. There's more videos, but I don't want to take up too much time because, again, I don't want to make this video too long. But just to give you an example of, again, things that I go through on a daily basis, being in this coercive persuasion program. And I have other videos. I don't think the police are involved. They are very involved. Okay, they have basically been targeting me, but in a more subtle ways to avoid detection in the videos that I'm doing. So I'm going to do another video in which after this right here, and I'll show you how the police, how they target me, but in a more subtle ways to bypass any type of awareness from viewers who are watching this video. Okay, because again, they will alter their targeting. Okay, especially when you start to show a pattern of harassment. All right, they will go even to more subtle ways, right, to bypass your defense mechanism. Okay, but the thing is that you as a TI, I mean, I've been in this program knowingly and been aware of it for I guess over 15 years. So there was a few years where I wasn't aware of it. Okay, but once you become aware of it, and once you have a level of understanding of the program and a level of understanding of the personality types that gets recruited into this program to do this, as well as the overseers, which is the police, you become very, very conscious, and it doesn't matter how subtle they may try to target you to bypass that defense mechanism. You already know the tactic. You know the tactic. Okay? So it doesn't matter what they do. You'll be able to see it and recognize it. Alright, so that's it. Again, this book, let me show it here. Hold on a sec. Okay, I just want to make sure that it's showing. Well, in sheep's clothing. Let's see if the PDF. I'm trying to see if you guys can, get this for free. There's a couple of others. This is a PDF called Emotional Manipulation. The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Okay, and I guess it's some stuff that you gotta read. I gotta read this too. I'm gonna download this and read it later. But Amazon has this book, and I have the digital version of it. It's called In Sheep's Clothing: Understanding and Dealing with Manipulative People. Excellent book. Excellent book. Okay. And one of the things, again, is being able to recognize and understand what is being done to you. Okay. Hold on here. Okay. I just want to move this over so you can see it. Okay, here we go. So this is the book, In Sheep's Clothing. Excellent book. I recommend all TIs, if you have the means to obtain this book, please do so. Read it, study it, and study anything on that deals with manipulation and emotional abuse, sexual abuse, to understand these people personality. You know, it's something that you have to do in order to develop an understanding and to create defense mechanism against these types of personalities. Okay, so that's the end of the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.